Hello and welcome back. Game of today, it is aSpera. Once again, this time taking on Power Rangers. And we will see one game between these two teams that I am... Anyways, first let's introduce my co-caster. Hello, Kanaz.
Hello.
I'm excited for this game, and I'm really hoping that they won't let me down. That's my fear right now. They go for the same kind of draft as the previous game. Who, by the way, which gets... Like, I say that this is the third game of the day, and that's actually true, but the second game of today will be replayed. Due to aSpera being friendly and allowing NextKZ to replay the match without lag issues.
Yeah, that's real nice of them, and it's like an unfortunate thing to really just have to deal with when they're disconnecting constantly and playing with like 3,000 ping and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, aSpera could have taken the win. Nobody would have said anything about it, but they were friendly enough to say, you know what? Let's just be friendly. Let's go for a retry. I like it. I think it's great. I hope that their lineup is...
retry?
Oh, pun intended. Pun indeed intended. We'll see the retry later on today. Up against Power Rangers, actually, that we'll see here as well. Elder Titan ignored! Well, that's not something that you see every day.
Yeah, we'll see if that continues to be the case. It seems likely he'll probably be banned in this particular phase, but maybe not. You're gonna see the Nature's Prophet ban, which is what aSpera picked in the second phase last game, so maybe Power Rangers a little bit aware of what that lineup looked like.
Could be, because I mean this is a draft that looks very familiar compared to the previous one. The only differences were a Pugna and a Weaver banned out, because Timbersaw also still in the pool. Now aSpera had Wall Eater on the Mirana previous game, right? And they had a Nature's Prophet then, so yeah, they can't do that anymore. Because I've seen Cat4Kane playing the Mirana a lot as well, so I'm secretly hoping that that will be our Mirana. So that we'll still have a different core hero, because I just really... Ooh! I really like just Miranas that are not hard carries. I do also like a Storm Spirit played by Sharvik. Now I have to say, this not the previous time, but the time before that, that we saw aSpera picking up this Storm, it was actually played by... well, at some point Inquisitor, and the other point it was Wall Eater. So I'm really hoping that this will be a Sharvik Storm. Because I think that's why most people started to be a fan of Sharvik. His Storm Spirit.
Yeah, I just talked about it in the last game. That's why I'm a fan of aSpera, because of Sharvik and his Storm Spirit play. So I'm also hoping for that, but they've run him in a variety of ways, like you mentioned, and if someone else ends up playing him, you know, it happens. It has to do with whatever their strategy is for this particular game.
Yeah, and I guess it's good, too, that they have other people playing it, otherwise it's too predictable. So they mix it up slightly, and they didn't even lose all the games that they had when Sharvik wasn't playing Storm, so good job on them so far. Let's take a quick look at the scores. Power Rangers is, where are they? Oh, they're sitting third. I wasn't looking at that high up. They have played 5 games, same amount as aSpera, and they have won 3, lost 2, while for aSpera it is 1, 2, lost 3, so vice versa. And of course, if Power Rangers get themselves this win, they will be bumped up to 2nd place in the ranking. Though we can't really take it too much to heart, because for example Na'Vi has not played a game yet, Alliance has only played 1, Fnatic has only played 1, so all the big dogs here in the court will be still needing to play their game. So for now, they'll let all the other teams have their fun, I guess, but we'll see if it lasts. Or is that rude to say?
I don't think it's rude. It's Na'Vi and Alliance, they both have really busy schedules, so a lot of times they push all their games off till closer to the end.
Yeah, it makes sense too, because they had all those lands, right? So
yeah, especially the last few weeks. They had MLG, and then Dream League, and now EMS. So there's a lot of traveling going on. They probably want to take a little bit of a break before they go and play another land. But I think EMS is like the last one for a little while, right?
I think so too, unless people are gonna move to G1 League, but or to G League, because it's not G1 League. But for example, Fnatic, they couldn't make it to G League because there are some of their visas issues, so they're not gonna be there. And I don't think anybody else is gonna go there either, right? I'm forgetting one team. I think one team was still gonna go there from Western.
Speed is
Speed
right?
will go, yes. But I thought there was one more, but I'm not sure. Well, it's already started.
I don't remember one.
Week. So yeah, because Speed is not gonna isn't participating in StarLadder because of the G League. And they're gonna stay in China for a while, and they didn't want to play their StarLadder games from China. I don't blame them for that one. But yeah, we are seeing, of course, a draft. That's why we're here. We're having the Bane picked up there as the 4th pickup. As well, I like the Queen of Pain pickup. It gives some aggression, and it gives the possibility of trying to force Storm Spirit out of the lane. But it's kind of a skill matchup, and I fear that Sharvik is going to be very comfortable with this matchup, mid matchup that is. And he's going to be doing just fine with it if he is indeed a Storm, which I'm hoping he will be.
Yeah, it's a matchup that isn't, too imbalanced. Queen of Pain can do a lot of harass early, and then when Storm Spirit gets level 6, he can start really threatening to kill the Queen of Pain. So it can go really either way quickly, and like a lot of the mid matchups we see, it's if the players try really hard to outskill each other, we could see some fireworks.
Whoa. I was not expecting that. Looks like we might be seeing still a Wall Eater Storm, or maybe still Wall Eater Mirana and an offlane Magnus. That could work out as well, still Sharvik Storm. But a Magnus pickup is not one that I was expecting to happen. Dragon Knight will be the last pick for Power Rangers, therefore also allowing them to perhaps be a bit more flexible in their lineup. And indeed, it is going to be Queen of Pain on the offlane, a Cheshire Cat, and then Dragon Knight playing the mid lane, or at least the player that's playing it normally plays the mid. So a lot of flexibility on both sides. I really like this.
Yeah, they both kind of just like changed up what their lanes looked like completely with their last picks. It looks like they both picked a mid hero when they had other heroes that seemed likely to be mid. So we'll see exactly what ends up going. I haven't seen this courier before.
The bunny.
Yeah, I haven't seen this.
I like it. I've seen it once before, a couple of times before. Perhaps on Power Rangers as well. I like it. The other one just has a stupid grumpy tree. He looks so mean.
Grumpy tree. But he's got treasure.
Yeah, that's why he looks so mean, because he's a greedy ass. Well, this courier is like, oh, well, it's new in the world. Where am I gonna go next? Who am I gonna deliver items to? It's gonna be all so fun. Yay. Look at him smiling.
Yeah, the rabbit seems way happier to be a courier than the tree.
Yeah, he does. I guess someone put an evil curse onto a stump of a tree and forced him to walk around. That's how it got this way. Well, let's take a look at who's playing what, as we have got aSpera here on the Radiant side. This is the second game that they played today, and they look to be playing their third game after this one up against SSD, but for now, they are up against Power Rangers for StarLadder Star Series Season 8, Day 8. And we will see Ink Visitor playing the Wind Ranger. He'll be a supporting Wind Ranger. He'll be supporting Wall Eater Storm Spirit. So yeah, it is a Wall Eater Storm Spirit. And that will leave Sharvik playing the Magnus in the mid lane. And on the top lane we have got ourselves Cat for KM playing the Mirana. And he'll be supported by Blah Blah Foo. Although I think he is actually going to rotate bottom. He picked up an illusion rune. He's going to pretend he is top. And actually Bane already sees him walking through. Yeah, so that is going to be... that is going to be everybody on aSpera. That is everybody introduced.
And Power Rangers going to be on the Dire side. Top.
Hello?
My game will work. There we go. We're going to have J4 playing the Lich. Cheshire Cat going to be taking up the Queen of Pain. Mid lane, we're going to have a... What does his name say now?
FNG.
Yeah, it's FNG, but it's F-God-Trajiam-Zhao? Okay, FNG is going to be playing Bane. Yeah. I knew if it was FNG, and I was like looking at like, what does that even say? ZA is going to be playing the Dragon Knight. And finally, bottom lane will be Moon handling the Weaver.
Yeah, we'll be having a decent time here up against the Storm Spirit. Killing potential is not really there, though they do have the sentries. Perhaps if they harass him a bit more, they might be able to kill Moon off, but it should be a fairly decent matchup. In the meantime, it looks like we might have a first blood right there. The Skewer comes in. There's no mana for a Shockwave, and Sharvik has to get himself out. The Dragon Tail hit. That's going to be him being forced back. Can't really go back in. Blah Blah Foo with that Enfeeble on him. Not going to be able to get the kill, and he might still be in some trouble himself, but looks to be just harassed away. That Enfeeble. And I actually think if he went for a Shockwave rather than for a Skewer, then he would have been able to get that. I think so. We'll never find out.
They do like the same amount of damage. They're
yeah,
both
but
level 1.
He put himself in harm's way a bit more. Oh, yeah, maybe still.
I think it was just kind of, they weren't getting that kill no matter what because he didn't have enough mana to really be trying for that.
True.
It was, and the Enfeeble made it hard. Maybe they were expecting Venomancer to be able to do a little bit of damage, but obviously with that Enfeeble up he was hitting for like 17 or something.
Yeah. Wasn't really doing all that much. Sharfik now gets the Enfeeble on him. They are really trying to win this mid matchup and therefore sacrificing a bit of farm on both the Bane and the Dragon Knight. They have to be worried about that maybe later on, but for now they'll be okay with that, as Moon actually finds himself boxed in, but BlaBlaFu doesn't show himself just yet. Perhaps they can do this. The Gale actually hits as well. They should be able to take this. He does have a Shikushi again, but the Shackle hits first, and that's gonna be him getting himself away. The Sentry Ward not there in time, and Moon lives to see another day. Do you think that if Wind Ranger would have Wind Run and put the Sentry down, they might have been able to get it?
I think it would have been really close. They were like 1 or 2 auto attacks away. If he hadn't had the tree already being eaten from the Tango, I think he would have died.
I guess so. Well, we'll never find out again. I mean, that's another kill that aSpera almost had, but not yet quite. I guess they are in a good mindset at least for this game, as Cat4Km is the one that might be slightly in trouble in the top lane because he's up against the Lich that has picked up the level 2 in Sacrifice, so his harass is going to be very constant and very annoying as well. Cat4Km is only having 1 Tango left of his regen.
Yeah, and Mirana's going to take a lot of damage trying to stay up here and actually survive. Trying to go for a pull here. Gonna miss most of the creep wave, so Cat4Km a little, yeah, all of it now because they de-aggroed.
Yep, not even a siege creep. Well, that's a shame. Nice effort though, and I guess he did pull the wave back a bit, and Lich is nowhere to be found. He's made his way back towards the bottom lane. He wants to try and help with his aggressive trail lane. They're really hurting Wall Eater here. Well, they're not really hurting in terms of damage, but trying to shut him down in terms of farm. Moon sitting only on 8 last hits though, so Wall Eater is still ahead for now, but with Bane rotating in, things will get a lot tougher even though Bane is rotating back. What a bunch of rotations. I don't think I agree with all these rotations here.
Yeah, both the supports are just moving around constantly, and they're not really getting anything done. We see there's no kills yet, but they all want to make something happen. It's not a ton of use for them to just kind of like AFK in a lane.
Yeah, but they also are lacking a lot of experience with all these rotations that don't work out.
Yeah, it's always the risk that you take, but if they can get a kill on some of these core heroes, it can really help set their team up for something good.
That's true. Well, Lich level 3 right now will help pull the lane back in favor of Moon in terms of being closer to his tower because of the denies, of course. I like that the Queen of Pain is actually on the safe lane. Doesn't really get as much experience as I would like because of that Lich actually also taking some of his experience away, and that means that Cat4Km is actually ahead compared to Cheshire Cat. In terms of last hits, not so much, but it's still fairly even actually. And that's impressive considering there were some denies happening on the top lane earlier on.
Yeah, it's pretty close in terms of last hits. Mura's a little bit behind, but that's to be expected. They're actually trying to go for an initiation on Wall Eater down the bottom lane.
Yeah, the Brain Sap comes out. Wall Eater will get picked off here, perhaps. No, not. Oh, the bug! It will be. No bug! Killed. First blood for the Bane. FNG wants to try and do his name F God Justice, and he's actually gonna get chased down by a hasted Magnus. He does have another Enfeeble. That will help out, but in comes the Venomancer. The Venomancer has got no Gale, but he does have the right clicks, and that's going to be a Shockwave to kill him off. 1 for 1 in the end, as Sharfik now has enough money for his mana boots, so that will be good for him.
Yeah, mana boots is a very big pickup. Now he can start working towards his Blink Dagger. He'll be able to spam Shockwaves even more to continue his farm and harass in this middle lane. And yeah, it's just overall going pretty okay for Sharfik. Unfortunate though that Storm Spirit died in the bottom lane.
Good first blood. Good first blood indeed. It is ZXC so far that's sitting on 24-2. He got some extra space considering Magnus rotated away, but Magnus is still ahead on last hits as Queen of Pain picked herself up a solo kill. Not even a Sonic Wave needed, but the leap away from Mirana was not enough, and now Cheshire Cat is actually ahead in levels. That was a solo kill. That was a pretty big deal for Cheshire Cat actually.
Yeah, just catching Mirana by surprise, doing some good burst damage, and Shadow Strike does a surprising large amount of damage. They're going on Wall Eater in the bottom again.
Yeah, oh brilliant Shackle, locking those 2 supports in place. That might do the job, but still, they're gonna die if this. The bug's still on, and that's gonna be another Brain Sap for Bane, and again, his second kill of the game is here. This time no return kill from Sharfik.
So, bottom lane going pretty well. They're getting these kills on Wall Eater repeatedly. Top lane was going okay as well with a solo
middle
kill.
lane. They found ZXC, but he just TPs himself out. The RP was used, and the Gale missed. I don't know if he would have died anyways with that extra damage, but Yeah. Nice attempt.
It was pretty close, and Gale does a surprisingly decent. Oh, I guess it doesn't. He only is at level 1.
Oh my
so
god!
like no
Inquisitor just keeps getting these shackles, but again, the Wall Eater will die for the 3rd time in a row. Now in comes Magnus again. Moon taking a lot of damage from that, but he won't die. He doesn't have time limits, but doesn't need it either. No power shot attempted from Inquisitor.
Yeah, Inquisitors came like insane shackles. It just doesn't matter because they're still outnumbered here, and there's a lot of burst damage that can come out from Power Rangers. So aSpera is struggling a little bit to find some space for Wall Eater to really get the experience. He needs to hit level 6 just so he can get Ball Lightning.
Oh, another Dragon Tail. They want to go for the Wind Ranger. Wind Runner already ran out. There will be a Brain Sap issue if it needs it. Never mind. Breathe Fire is going to be enough. That's Power Rangers just keep getting kills on this bottom lane. And I feel like they could change that if Mirana rotated, but they don't rotate Mirana.
Yeah, Inquisitor was completely out of mana down there, so after the Wind Run. So with that stun, it's enough to kill her. Don't even have to use any more spells. And now they're going for a push on this tower at least a little bit. A lot of food teleporting in, that's really aggressive. God.
The shackles are there again, but it looks like this Venomancer does does not have any help with those shackles. ZXC might be going down though. That will be a good kill for them. Very good kill. Magnus picks up the kill. Magnus is the highest farmed hero on the map also at this moment. And those skills will help him out, but that was only the 2nd kill. It was on a good target, that's for sure. But, I mean, again, they just... Power Rangers apparently just are powering through and they can get all this. They can get away with this, it feels like, apart from just now, but still.
Well, Wall Eater's level 6 now, so that's going to be a big deal. He's way harder to kill now that he has that point in Ball Lightning. And Sharfik's doing a lot. He has the ult. It looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, Sonic Wave will still clean out the Storm Spirit though, level 6 or not. I think that they weren't expecting Shashai. Nice shackle again. Inquisitor's really on point with those. But yeah, they don't get the Lich, and they really wanted to. That was Sonic Wave from the shadows. Painful.
Yeah, Wall Eater just got absolutely annihilated there. They're just like, oh, I'm gonna set up, and Magnus will be able to come in and get a big RP, and then suddenly, like, 1,000 damage worth of nukes hit him all at once.
Yeah, that was, like, you just said, you know, he's gonna be a lot harder to kill now that he's level 6. And he probably thought that too. He's like, I'm level 6, I can do this now, but nope. Denied. Killed off.
Yeah, Ball Lightning still has like a wind-up animation, so if you get caught out completely, you're still gonna die.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting it at all, I believe. Perhaps he can make something happen soon, though. Perhaps Sharfik can teach him some lessons of the Storm Spirit. That would be nice. And Inquisitor, can he get a shackle this time? No. He's been getting such nice shackles. And again, I'm still a bit disappointed in the lack of rotations coming off from this Mirana, who's now up against a Dragon Knight who's trying to farm up his treads. He has got his treads if he wants them, actually. But, yeah, there could be more arrows in this game. This game lacks arrows.
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting how the teams are picking Mirana a lot because she's become sort of the flavor of the month, but not everyone's necessarily utilizing the Mirana well. They're just kind of farming her as a carry, not trying to go and take advantage of her really arguably pretty powerful spells in this early game.
Yeah. I mean, that's where she shines. That's why you don't pick up a Hand of Midas, and Cat4KM doesn't pick up a Hand of Midas. He has got Phase. I really feel like he could be making a difference somewhere, but nope, not for now. We've got ourselves Sharfik still farming for his Blink Dagger. He is fairly close, actually. Just needs about 500 gold. Moon in the mid lane tries to farm up some as well. I mean, so far in terms of gold, I mean, there's no towers down just yet, and Power Ranger, of course, has got the vast majority of the kills. But their gold difference is not as much as I thought it might be. I mean, they're ahead, fair enough, but they're only 1.5k gold ahead. And experience graph, that shows it a bit more clear, but only 2k still, which is just basically, I guess I can contribute it to Mirana still farming a bit. And not being involved in those deaths. Well, she died once, but that was on the top lane.
Also, Sharfik has a lot of gold on his Magnus. Not necessarily a ton of experience. He's level 8, I guess he's highest in the game with a lot of people. But he's done quite a bit of farming, he's been involved in some kills, moving around. So, it's not really surprising that aSpera aren't too far behind. The biggest issue right now is that Wall Eater doesn't really have anything.
Yeah. And he has got his ult. And that's, I think, normally all you need to try and make things happen, but perhaps he wants to get a null talisman and start doing things. Start roaming around, start getting those skills, start helping Sharfik. Start setting up for arrows. Start action somewhere. Inquisitor rotates middle. Perhaps they want to go for some action up on Moon. If they can get the Shackle, they might be able to. Shackle does ledge. Nicely done, but they won't be able to follow up. It's too close to the tower. No RP. And Skewer on cooldown. It's going to be the no-go deal here. He does get forced back, though. Nice ward. They're going in.
They have to be careful here,
yeah. That's a double RP, though. The Shockwave is no longer there, but the Shackle is. That's gonna be nice. It is Mirana that dies top in the meantime, but Lich still dies here. Sharpik running for his life. In comes the Sonic Wave. Not enough, but the Bug will do the job. A Scream here as well, as supports have to run and hide. They can't. The Shackle comes out upon Moon. In comes a long zip from Wider, and the Vortex finally is able to make something happen there. But it is a 3 for 2 in the end. With, well, 2 for 2 mid, but Mirana dies top again. Again, why is Mirana not rotating? It makes me mad.
Gotta get that farm.
No!
Dota.
Gotta get those arrows!
I can't even see her recipe to know if it's a Midas.
Me too! I'm trying to show and shop.
Probably a Midas.
Yeah, I'm trying to show and shop, but it doesn't show up. It's like, what?
Oh, if I click show and shop, it shows up as Midas. Yeah, it's a Midas recipe.
For me, it doesn't show up, but it's a Midas recipe. Well, sorry. You know...
I knew it. Midas Gaming.
Yeah, and... I want it so much to be the way that I want it to be, but it's not happening. It's making me frustrated, and I can't do anything about it.
It's really, really weird, too, that you go Midas after phase boots Bazzi, and like...
14 minutes in.
14 minutes in, yeah, and that was their, like, safe I guess it wasn't safe, but like basically AFK farming.
Yeah. Well, perhaps they feel like they should, because there's Midases on the other side, but there aren't. They're just going for the push. They're going for the BKB on ZXC. They have got the Necronomicon on the Bane. Bane, careful there, Bane. Puts himself in a nightmare. Will put himself safe, but he will still get picked up by the power shot. And I mean, Moon is not going for Hand of Midas. Cheshire Cat is going for the Orchid, which it should be. And J4 is going for the Mechanism. There's no Midas, and Mirana is still farming top. It just, well, you know, I guess, you know, we've been casting for a while, so that's my excuse for being more annoyed than I probably would be if I wasn't casting since a while. But it's just frustrating.
Someone has to build the first Midas, so everyone else can have the excuse that you have to build a Midas. How else will you compete? Midas Gaming.
Midas Gaming. Yay. Do you feel my enthusiasm? Enthusiasm?
Yeah, you seem real enthusiastic about it.
I am.
There's still a lot of heroes from aSpera down in this bottom lane. Oh, there's an RP.
Up on 2, in comes Storm as well. The Gale and Blink Away is not going to be enough. Cheshire Cat will go down as well. That's going to be 2 for 0. Nice RP. Nice Moonlight Shadow as well. Hey, look! A Moonlight Shadow! Mirana has a team fight participation! Yay!
It's like Spectre.
It's like Spectre
without your ult. It's fine.
Without assists.
It's
fine. They
fine.
wanted to go for maybe a Fiend Script. There's a Fiend Script up on the Bane. So he wants to use that. The question is on who? Probably on the Mirana, because she has a Hand of Midas. It's like, screw you and your Hand of Midas. Here's a Fiend Script in the face. If I was a Bane, I would aim for that.
Mirana does seem like a likely target to go for. Anytime you can shut down Mirana, it's obviously going to be good, since Mirana is trying to farm so much. But at the same time, Sharvik has a lot of gold.
That's true. He is doing really well. He's almost got the Mechanism ready for his team. And I mean, Inquisitor as a support Wind Ranger is also doing actually really well. Getting some farm, going for the Orchid. They kind of need to have an Orchid up against that Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain who...
And Weaver.
And Weaver, yeah, definitely as well. And they're still doing good even without Mirana there, but I think it could be so much better with her there. I keep hammering on that. I'll try to stop him, sorry. Sorry, people watching. Dragon Tail. On the... Whoa, is it enough? Are they Wind Runner away? She's still gonna die. Sonic Wave up on 2 actually as well. Venomancer will get picked up as well. That's 2 for 0, and they were not able to get anything in return. Well...
That's what they get. Cat for Cam got involved, and then they just gave away 2 kills.
Yep. Still no assists to her name. Still no teamfight participation without, you know, with kills and or assists. Might be able to get a tower top though, which would be quite decent. Wall Eater, who's going for Bloodstone, first item, is farming top. While there's 4 heroes of Power Rangers, hoping that someone tries to defend, but nobody's gonna No, they're just gonna take this tower for free. There's no fortification anymore. They already lost, like aSpera already lost their tier 1 top and middle as well, and now they don't have any tier 1 left standing. And they are not even able to get anything in return for it. Fiend's Grip, there it is! And that's gonna be Dragonite helping out Moon as well with the double damage rune. There's no way that Dragonite is needed anymore. Yeah, nice Fiend's Grip, tower lives, Wall Eater slightly overextended. Should have zipped away further than that. Was he low on mana? We never will know. I don't think he was.
Well, he was at like half mana before the Fiend's Grip started. He would have been low on mana when it ends because it does drain the mana away, but...
Yeah, he was able to... he should have been able to zip away further, away from the hands, away from the claws of the Bane.
And it's understandable to not want to like blow your entire mana pool just backing off, because if you're out of mana then you can't really do anything anyways. On a hero like Storm.
Yeah. True. Well, we've got ourselves the mechanism ready on the Lich, and I believe the recipe is making its way over to, yeah, we will never know, but that's a recipe for the mechanism on Sharfik as well. So, in that regard, perhaps aSpera can make something more happen. They at least finally get that tier 1 top. Tier 1 bottom is going to be their next goal, which is still starting off full health, by the way. But they need those. They need that gold. They need that gold for sure. They need some kind of way to keep themselves in the game. They don't even get it as an advantage anymore because they're just not there. They needed to get keep the control and make sure that Power Rangers don't get too much control, as Power Rangers seem to be on the hunt for something. Perhaps can they already go for the? No, they don't have a Necron, or they don't have a medallion, right? Nope. They can't go for Roshan just yet. I feel.
Perhaps they can still do it.
They're gonna try.
They don't even have any points in ice armor. It's going to be kind of hard. They'll take quite a bit of damage.
And we'll
and
take
it won't
a
be
long
as
time
fast. Well, it's really risky. aSpera have the blink on Magnus. I guess they have like so many wards though on the dire side right now that they're not going to get caught off guard.
But look at that! Like, look at how long it takes. Apparently, aSpera have no idea that this is going on. That's a big deal right there. They could have sent an arrow. Mirana, arrows. He went and sent an arrow into the wrong place, apparently. Mechanism is in the meantime used by Power Rangers, so they won't have it if a fight breaks out. There's the Moonlight Shadow. Now they can go in, but now Power Rangers runs themselves out. Power shot. There goes the arrow, and the RP only up on one, but ZXC already dead. Looking for the next one. Cheshire Cat can blink away, cannot blink away, cannot, can blink, arrow. No, Cheshire Cat's live. I was never worried. Fiend's Grip by Sharpik in the meantime. That's going to be him picked up with the Lich Ultimate bouncing around quite nicely. As they might still be able to get the Bane, but in comes Moon. He's trying to make a difference there. Time-lapse himself away. Bane will still go down. Moon in some trouble, but he just Shikushis himself out. Roshan will fall to aSpera and will be having the Aegis given to the Storm Spirit. Moon too late with trying to snipe that. I was really thinking that Queen of Pain was going to die there. That was very close. Sorry.
Queen of Pain was just so close to being in that RP. If it was like inches farther up, it would have caught Queen of Pain. That would have been a very guaranteed kill. True. As it stood, didn't happen, and then Storm blew his entire mana pool trying to chase after it, which is also maybe a little more aggressive than they need to be. Regardless, that's going to be Roshan going the way of aSpera. They're able to take it down and get the Aegis. They get the kill on Roshan. They get a couple kills that force Power Rangers back. Yeah. It's a pretty big win for them.
Yeah, look at that gold graph. Just jumping back towards the 0 line. Same thing goes for the experience graph. That Midas is, of course, starting to now pay off. I mean, I guess it's still a Midas. It's still a good item. It's just, yeah. But, yeah. Oh, Sharfik, what are you doing, buddy? Ooh, Dragon Tail coming out, or Dragon Form at least. Looking for a Dragon Tail. Can he at least find a Venomancer? His BKB turned on. He needs to be able to do something with it. Hello! No, he just goes for the right clicks, looking for someone else for the Dragon Tail. His BKB is now run out, though. He gets his Sharfik, but it doesn't matter. The mechanism comes out. It's ZXC. This put in a nightmare. Kept him safe for a little while. Another brilliant shackle coming off from that Wind Ranger. Sonic Wave doesn't do nearly enough as it should. As Sharfik runs away from Moon. Has got no skewer again, but look, yeah, juking. That's gonna be enough. Moon with his BKB. Getting himself out. An arrow will almost hit, but will get juked. Cheshire Cat, Moon, and FNG getting themselves out. But that was a fight that was totally initiated by Power Rangers. And they don't get anybody, and they lose their Dragonite. And they lose BKB charges on everybody.
I'm a bit surprised Power Rangers continued to force that. They didn't have the Chain Frost up, and I think that's a pretty big...
Ooh, nice arrow!
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Cat for KM, for saving your reputation. But they won't be able to go in with it, but it was still a nice arrow. Caught out Cheshire Cat before he could blink. Sorry. I'm a bit Mirana focused at the moment in this game.
No big deal. Mirana's a fun hero. I like Mirana. And we get to see Mirana so much now. It's like really sweet instead of like life stealers and crap.
Yeah, we haven't seen Lifestealer in a while. But yeah, I guess we should be happy about that.
It's always fun
being
when
upset
we get
with,
to see new heroes move around, come in the scene, old ones pop out.
I guess it's better to see Mirana with a Midas than a Lifestealer with a Midas, so I'm happy. Sorry for judging you, aSpera. Ooh, zip in. Boom for ZXC. There's a Vortex, but he doesn't want to go for it just yet. Doesn't want to force anything out that he doesn't know what he's going to get into. There's a Fiend's Grip on board as well, and they actually are backing off. So, aSpera, they got an Aegis. They took a tier 1 tower. They took a fight that, or they won a bit of a fight that Power Rangers tried to initiate, so they have a lot of control over this game at the moment, not just in terms of golden experience, but also in terms of mindset, because Power Rangers, they just lost 2 fights in a row, one for which they had their BKBs. That's a pretty big deal.
That second fight had really kind of sloppy initiation. They ran into Radiant's Forest without sight. It's not surprising that they came out behind in that one, so they just need to be a little more careful with the way that they take a fight. They didn't have the Chain Frost up, and oh, we're going to see another fight mid.
Yeah, Arrow was already missed. Close though.
Maybe not. They're smoked up with a couple heroes. It seems like they want to go for it, but maybe they don't want to run into a big 5v5 fight.
Maybe they want to pincer them. That would actually be pretty neat. If they can get themselves by if they can get them by surprise from behind, perhaps. They have to be careful though. They want to run into a Poison Nova. They have to have the BKBs blazing. Smoke is already tipped off. Arrows will hit Moon. Already forced the time lapse. In comes the late shot. They go for it. Sharvik will be the first target. His RP still hits upon 2, but he'll get burned down. In the meantime, Bane, shackled, killed. Looking for more. Can Wall Eater make a difference? As Lincoln's is popped. He goes for Cheshire Cat. He gets some help from his supports, and the Aegis is burned. Cheshire Cat still will drop to the Iron Charge. Shackle again. Moon and ZXC. These Shackles. Inquisitor is really having an amazing game, and I remember him playing the Wind Ranger earlier this season, and also saying the same things. He is a badass Wind Ranger at this moment.
Yeah, Inquisitor is basically winning them team fights with some of these shackles, just catching two heroes like constantly. And that was a fight that could have gone really badly for aSpera very quickly. Just a little more damage on Magnus, and I think Power Rangers convincingly win that fight if they get him down before the RP gets off. As it stands, he only gets a 2-man RP, but it's on both the heroes who had already popped their BKBs and just wasted their BKB duration.
That's insane. Commend, please. 2 orchids, but 1 on each side. Inquisitor has his orchid. Inquisitor has his orchid, which is his first item, and granted, he only has brown boots and a magic stick. But he has it at the same time as a solo mid Queen of Pain, who has, of course, got treads and drums, but that's still pretty impressive.
Safe lane. Queen of Pain was safe lane.
Queen of Pain was solo safe lane. Well, that's even better for Inquisitor.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's we haven't seen as much farm coming out from Queen of Pain as maybe was necessary, but they started kind of brawling, both teams, somewhat early. We're 25 minutes in and both teams have 17 kills. It started off a little slow and then all of a sudden picked up where we've had several big team fights in a row in the last 5 minutes.
Yep. I like the cloak that Inquisitor has. It's shiny. Well, Power Rangers, they've got their BKB still. They've tried to fight now a couple of times in a row and did not win it. They're no longer up against... Oh, nice arrow, but no follow-up because it's too far away. But they've no longer have to fight up against an Aegis. And it looks like they are again the ones that try and force out the fight. I'm not sure if I agree with this, but I do applaud their efforts. And perhaps they can gank some people and trying to snipe them off by pretending that there's only a 1 or 2 people split pushing here. And yeah, perhaps they can get themselves the Mirana, but he has got Leap and he's got some backup coming in as well in the form of the Venomancer.
And it's pretty difficult for them to catch Mirana off guard. They're only... I guess if they maybe get a Fiend Grip off by surprise, that could work. But otherwise, they don't have a lot of great lockdown.
That arrow scouted out Cheshire Cat. I guess Moonlight Shadow and go in. It wouldn't really be successful because they do have a sentry ward for Power Rangers. But it would be the way that aSpera might want to try it. Not knowing that there is a sentry ward. BKBs are still up. Does Power Rangers really want to fight this? Oh my god, it hit! The Bane got hit by the arrow. In comes everything. Oh, that's Bane dead. BKB's turned on. Mirana, though, is going to be saved by the RP. Sharpik trying to juke the Lich ulti. Not going to work out, though. Cheshire Cat doesn't get shackled, but does get interrupted from blinking away. Goes down. Lich ultimate still bouncing around, but not getting any kills thus far. Still a couple of heroes left alive on Power Rangers, but how long is it going to last? Because ZXZ is going to get dropped. Lich is already making his way back out. Does he actually? He didn't. He didn't have a TP. That's a bit of a shame for him. Moon is the only one to be able to get away. He didn't even use his time lapse, but oh my god. That arrow setting up. I take everything back. I'm very happy that he went for a Midas, even though the Midas didn't work out. Or at least didn't work out. I mean, didn't have any effect on that arrow, obviously. But yeah, I'm happy with the way things are going for the Mirana again.
Mirana is starting to have an impact, and that arrow was pretty good. I think FNG got scouted out that he was over in those trees by the first one, so Mirana was just willing to throw more over that way, see where people are, make sure no one's hiding over there. And FNG just is standing there, gets destroyed, and I'm a little surprised Power Rangers actually tried to take that fight after Bane got hit. Bane was dead before he could do anything. That was pretty much guaranteed. I think they might have been able to just disengage and cut their losses. Instead, they try and take another team fight where the initiation was on the side of aSpera, and they got punished once again.
Yeah, and they smoke up, or at least aSpera does. They have got the taste of blood in their mouth, and they want more. Want to go for more fights as they zip in, try to go for J4. The slow is already there. They find Moon as well. That's already J4 dead. Looking for Moon. Vortex killed. That's 2 kills.
Disconnect for a second there?
Yeah, and then it dropped me out. Like, I can't go back.
The game's over. They called GG.
Oh, that's why I can't get back. Oh,
yeah,
phew.
that's why you can't get back in.
Oh
my
god.
Oh no, what happened? And then they called GG, and I was like, oh, okay.
Okay,
because you don't really miss anything.
That's why I can't reconnect back in then. Oh my god, that was... breathe. Well.
Next game's hosted.
Yes, I am in. And that happened. Well, that was my internet that had an entire blackout, by the way, so I'm back. And I am... well, at least I didn't miss any action, right? Did I?
No, I guess I don't know how much you saw of that last fight.
The last 2 kills I saw were the Lich and the Weaver.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. They just called GG after that.
Okay, cool. Then, we didn't miss anything but the kill score. So, well, we're gonna jump ourselves to the next game. Let's take a look at aSpera versus SSD.